Now, for a FM professional, what happens? Either you take a new job. When you take a new job, you get hold of all your kitty. So your branches, your offices, whatever you have to manage, or some new area has been added to your portfolio. So there are various cases, where you get a branch to manage, a facility to handle, right? So in all such cases, what happens? In my personal experience, I would say there are many flaws, which exist after the branch is being made and handed over to the FM. So what happens? As you all know that there is a DLP period, which is called defect liability period, which exists for 6 months. Somewhere it exists for 1 year also. So within the DLP period, the service provider, the vendor who makes the branch, he is responsible to maintain that branch free of cost, right? So generally what happens, a project professional says that you get all these snags cleared during the DLP period, because there is no cost involved in that, right? Unless there is something as an emergency which is out of the scope of the vendor, so it doesn't get covered under DLP, but most of the items are covered under DLP. So in that case, a FM professional starts spending money on those snags, which exist right from the beginning. Or there may be some errors, I would say, which exist in the facility, which a person has to actually handle. Now, imagine a situation wherein you do not have a single snag, in the facility during the handover process. So you would not spend the money out there. That's but obvious. But it doesn't happen like that, right? So I would say, so today I'm going to discuss and to share. I'm going to share, with you 20 points wherein you would be able to save cost for your department. So you all get a budget, yearly budget to maintain your facilities, right? Suppose you are working in a bank as a regional facility manager, and you have 40-50 branches under you, or maybe 100 branches under you, and you have different people managing those branches, and you get a certain budget for managing those branches, right? So what if out of those 100 branches, you have the snags which I'm going to talk about today exist in 20 odd branches, So imagine, your entire budget of a year may get spoiled here. You may get spend all your budget, in these 20-30 branches, right? So let's see what are these flaws, that exhausts your OPEX. This is my today's topic, right? The first point is unavailability of all structural drawings such as civil, especially of raceways, electrical, especially of wiring, plumbing, especially of sanitary pipes, and AC duct, copper piping and drain line. By reading this point, you would have come to know, what this point is all about. These drawings are very important, brother, because let's say if something happens, the AC starts leaking, right? There's a water coming outside from the indoor AC, and you call a person, your regular repair and maintenance vendor or a AC vendor, and he says that, sir, your drain pipe is leaking. Now you say, drain pipe is leaking, what to do? So he suggests you, sir, ये मुझे तोड़ के देखना पड़ेगा कि कहाँ से लीकेज हो रही है, because seeing from outside I won't be able to make out exact leakage point कहाँ से है. So आपको पता ही नहीं दीवार कहाँ से तोड़नी है, because you don't have a structural drawing, you don't have AC drain line drawing. So all these drawings are very important. अगर आपके पास ड्राइंग है तो आपको पता है एग्जैक्टली मेरी पाइपिंग, मेरी वायरिंग, कहाँ से जा रही है. तो आप एजम्पशन बेस पे ना करके उसे बिल्कुल पुख्ता तरीके से बोलेंगे, भैया लीकेज यहां से हो रही है, ये ड्रेन लाइन की ड्राइंग है, आप यहीं से ब्रेक करो, आपका खर्चा कम हो. एजम्पशन है, कॉन्क्रीट, राइट? सेकेंड पॉइंट है यूपीएस इज इंस्टॉल्ड अंडर द स्प्लिट एसी इन द सर्वर रूम. आई कैन बेट, आप जो मेरी वीडियो देख रहे हैं, आप में से बहुत से लोग मेरे से एग्री करेंगे कि ये पॉइंट मैक्सिमम जगह होता है ब्रांचेस में. इसका रीजन क्या होता है कि स्पेस कंस्ट्रेंट, प्रोजेक्ट्स बंदा बोलेगा कि भाई स्पेस कंस्ट्रेंट है तो मैं यूपीएस को क्या करूं. अब 1000 स्क्वायर फीट की ब्रांच में आपके यूपीएस रूम को टोटल दिया है 20 स्क्वायर फीट एरिया. अब 20 स्क्वायर फीट एरिया में आपका यूपीएस का रैक भी लगा हुआ है और आपका यूपीएस की बैटरी बैंक भी है और आपका एसी तो इंस्टॉल होना ही है। कई कई जगह तो 2 एसी इंस्टॉल होते हैं एज अ बैकअप टू वन अनदर। सो अगर यूपीएस बैटरी बैंक आपका या यूपीएस अगर आपका एसी के नीचे लगा है, इमेजिन देयर इज अ वाटर लीकेज फ्रॉम द इंडोर यूनिट ड्यूरिंग ह्यूमिड सीजन एंड योर बैटरी और योर बैटरी बैंक और योर यूपीएस गेट स्पॉइल्ड। तो दिस इज नॉट डन बडी। यू हैव टू इंश्योर, अगर आपको ब्रांच हैंडओवर होती है, आप सबसे पहले देखिए कि यूपीएस स्प्लिट एसी के नीचे है कि नहीं। अगर है तो प्लीज उसे रिमूव कराइए, साइड में रखवाइए, क्योंकि एसी रीइंस्टॉल कराना तो मुश्किल है, बट यू कैन इजीली रिमूव द यूपीएस बैटरी बैंक और यूपीएस एंड प्लेस इट सम अदर प्लेस, राइट? थर्ड पॉइंट, बैकअप एग्जॉस्ट फैन इन द सर्वर कैबिनेट. Nowadays, what we are doing, we are trying to coming down to server cabinets, small server cabinets. तो हम एक लकड़ी का वुडन कवर्ड बनवाते हैं, उसमें हम सर्वर कैबिनेट लगा देते हैं. सर्वर रैक जिसमें राउटर होता है और स्विचेस होते हैं, रैक होता है, राइट? और उसमें हम क्या करते हैं, हम एक उसमें लूवर्स की डोर बनवाते हैं एंड देन वी पुट अ एग्जॉस्ट फैन इन दैट, राइट? सो दैट उसकी हीट निकल जाए. अब वो बैकअप सर्वर, वहां पे आप इंश्योर करिए कि एक फैन ना हो, वहां पे 2 फैन हो, बैकअप टू वन अदर. उसका रीजन मैं बताता हूं क्यों होता है. उसका रीजन इसलिए है कि ड्यूरिंग द लॉन्ग वीकेंड्स, लेट्स से आपका बैंक है, आपका बैंक सैटरडे संडे ऑफ होता है, सेकंड सैटरडे एंड फोर्थ सैटरडे, राइट? सो जब आप फ्राइडे को ब्रांच बंद करते हैं एंड घर जाते हैं तो आप फैन खुला छोड़ जाते हैं गलती से कई बार, या जानबूझ के गर्मियों के दिनों में कि हीट निकलती रहेगी. बट होता क्या है, फ्राइडे नाइट से चला चला एक सिंगल फैन सैटरडे चलता है पूरे दिन 24 घंटे, फिर संडे चलता है 24 घंटे एंड मंडे मॉर्निंग भी आप चलते रहने देते हो, बिकॉज आप तो ब्रांच खुली गई है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. तो टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग वो 60 घंटे लगातार चल रहा है फैन. क्या पता उसमें शॉर्ट सर्किट हो जाए ओवर हीटिंग के कारण, राइट? सो अगर आपके 2 फैन रहेंगे तो आप उसमें टाइमर लगा के उसको ऑटोमेटिकली 1 by 1 चलवा सकते हैं, राइट? तो ओवर हीटिंग की प्रॉब्लम आपकी खत्म हो जाएगी. सोचिए अगर शॉर्ट सर्किट हुआ, ब्रांच में आग लग गई तो कितना नुकसान होगा. जस्ट टू अवॉइड दिस पॉइंट हैज टू बी देयर, राइट? इंस्टॉल सर्वो इन यूपीएस रूम. लाइक यूपीएस, आपको सर्वो को इंस्टॉल नहीं करना यूपीएस रूम में, बिकॉज सर्वो क्या होता है, हम लोग जनरली ऑयल कूल्ड सर्वो लेते हैं. होता तो ऑयल कूल्ड है, एयर कूल्ड का जमाना गया, बट ऑयल कूल्ड सर्वो में क्या होता है कि अब गर्मियों के दिनों में एक्सेसिव हीट के टाइम पे आपका सर्वो हीट होगा. अगर खुदा ना खासा स्पार्किंग होगी कहीं पे तो आप सोचिए आपका यूपीएस भी गया, आपका सिस्टम गया सारा. सो अवॉइड इंस्टॉलिंग सर्वो इन द यूपीएस रूम. इंस्टेड इंस्टॉल सर्वो नियर द डीजी आउटसाइड अंडर द शेड. Install AC audio at a height of more than 10 feet and always make MS platform under it for seamless service. आप सोचिए होता क्या है जनरली, इसके लिए I'll be making a different video for AC installation because from February there is a AC month starting. So what happens in the project phase, the project team, the AC project team, they install the AC as per the landlord's instructions, right? They simply wash their hands saying that landlord has given us this place, so we have installed the AC here. We cannot do much about it. But as a FM professional, you should be aware that where all your branches are coming, you should go or at least request your projects professional that, buddy, please do not install ACs more than 10 feet height. And mind you friend, this is the new norm of the AC companies also. As a safety and security, from the safety and security perspective, they do not let their engineers go beyond 10 feet. It's a safety issues, right? And also ensure to install a platform under the AC audio. Okay. 6th point is timer in server room alternate ACs. Like I told you about the exhaust fan in the server cabinet, there has to be 2 ACs in the server room which should run alternatively with the help of timer. Very, very important. Okay, next point is leave AC copper piping open. Do not leave your AC copper piping open. It gets stolen. In most of the cases, we see, some miscreants roam around near the branch, and generally what happens, we install the AC audios either at the back of the branch or at the top of the branch or most likely in the front of the branch, but not likely. So what happens, these miscreants, they generally cut the copper piping and sell it out, for some money. What happens, this ultimately leads to the expense. You get another copper piping installed to run the ACs. So it is a problematic issue and a costly affair. Next point is create a dry pantry without exhaust fan. Boss, I have myself seen, in a lot of NBFC, a lot of, insurance companies, they create a dry pantry. And in fact, I would say they do not have a provision to install the exhaust fan out there. The branch layout is as such, they are not able to install the exhaust fan. But mind you guys, this is very, very important. In the drive of making a branch within the time, we generally create a dry pantry as per the layout, but cannot install a exhaust fan there because of no space. But please ensure that you speak to the landlord and request him to provide an outlet for exhaust fan so that you do not get a bad odor issue in the running branch. Install a glow sign board at a non-serviceable location. So this is a delight. Landlord gives you space, but you can put 3 signages here. So what you feel, oh wow, what a visibility, we'll get a visibility, good visibility out here. So install 3 signages, at the 3rd floor, 1st floor and a ground floor. But have you ever thought of this, that you can very well install a signage easily, but what will happen to the services? Will it be serviceable in the future? How will you service that signage? How will you repair that signage? If it gets faulty. So it can be repaired. What will happen? The vendor will put a scaffolding. The scaffolding costs too much. Then if your branch is in a marketplace, then they will not allow you to put the scaffolding in the day. So they might ask you to put the scaffolding during night only. So for that, if you complete a job in 3 days, boss, then you will be bearing expenses of that scaffolding, for 3 days, right? So remember this point. Next point is use normal wooden board steps under granite slabs on staircase exposed to open air. Very, very important. What happens, in some of the branches, which have an access from outside. Let's say you have a branch at the 1st floor. Generally, insurance companies or sometimes banks also, or NBFCs also, generally they take branches at the 1st floor. And if the entry is from outside stairs, so what you do, you put there's a MS stairs, so you put a wooden slab below the granite slabs, and then you make the stairs. But what happens after 1 or 2 years, due to excessive rains or heat or cold, or maybe termite, because that stairs is grouted in the earth, in the floor, raw floor. So generally, it catches termite. So that termite, what happens? They destroy that wooden board, and when it gets destroyed, the granite slabs have a vacuum, and they start giving different sound and are risky too, right? So what you have to do? You have to change the entire wooden slabs and again re-put the granite slabs. This is a huge cost, mind you. Average 14-15 steps takes your 40,000-50,000 rupees of cost, which includes your material and your labor. So please take care of this point. Always use waterproof boards or some different thing like MS plate, or maybe some different board of SSG material and all. You can get it in the market. Next point is leave any open hole for rodents to enter inside the branch. You can watch my video on rodents. I have made it very descriptive video. It will help you. They come inside the branch. They cut your wires. They enter inside the raceways. They enter inside the ducts. Destroy the AC duct, the glass full of AC ducts. They destroy the wires, data wire, electrical wire, and it incurs cost. Please ensure that all your open holes get closed during the project fit out phase. This is very important. Next point is very dynamic in nature. You can read out here, technicians of AC, electrical or paint touch the false ceiling trapdoor barehanded. What will happen? If they do this, they leave their dirty hand marks on the false ceiling or the trapdoor, and it looks different from the neat ceiling. Get it? This is a very important point. Instead, what you can do, you can give them maybe latex gloves or bakery gloves. Ask them to wear those gloves. and then do the job. You will feel the difference, boss. If your trapdoor is dirty in the entire ceiling area of, let's say, 400-500 square feet, only trapdoor is dirty because it gets open every now and then for some repair job. So you have to at least get that paint done of the entire ceiling. If you have a light, electrician replaces the light, he touches the ceiling and leaves a dirty mark on it. So do that. Next point is only basic paint on seepage affected walls, especially in the basement. The project person knows that there is a seepage on the walls, but he has to deliver the branch within times. So he is in a hurry. So what he does, he generally does the waterproofing on the wall, maybe Birla putty or some putty, and then paint it, right? And show you that, boss, this is the branch. Okay, fine. After a couple of months, what happens, the seepage, starts coming out. It looks shabby, right? Although it looks shabby, but it gives a dirty smell also. The people who sit in the basement, they get nasty out of it. They get nasty smell out of it. They get irritated, So please ensure, you may be having a checklist or coordinate with your projects person that, boss, if you have a seepage problem in the branch, initially only, either you put a bison board paneling or acrylic board paneling or a waterproof board paneling or a SSG board paneling, it is coming in the market new, and then paint it so that you don't have a seepage. And all the more important is that try to kill the root cause of that seepage so that it doesn't crop up again and again, right? And this seepage problem, mind you, every 6 months, boss, you have to get your basement or branches or your walls painted. This is a fact, and this is a very prominent issue. Next point is sun control film not fixed on all glass facades. And what happened during the summers, excessive heat come inside the branch, especially in the meeting rooms or conference rooms, which is in the front side of the branch, and people are unable to sit because of excessive heat. Then you run around to get the sun control film installed on those glasses. This is an additional cost for you. Why doesn't it get installed in the initial phase? Please tell your projects person. Next point is earth pit location. Very important. Earthing problem comes once in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but whenever it comes, you are unable to locate the earth pit. So you need to identify, where my earth pit location is, so that you do not get a new earthing done, but you can be able to repair that, right? It saves your cost, right? Next point is DG not installed on proper foundation. It gets vibrated, it gives noise, noise pollution. People come and they catch you, and it vibrates the foundation of the building also. If it is installed at the rooftop, so lot of things, right? To avoid that unnecessary cost which may occur due to this issue, it can be killed there only. Next point is unavailability of all required equipment warranty cards. So you say that we have all the LEDs installed in the branch, they are having 2 years warranty or 1 year warranty and blah blah blah. But what will happen when you do not have a warranty card? And I can challenge, you can ask your projects person or a person who keeps the books or who keeps the documents of all the branches. He may not be able to give you the bill because you do not have an original bill. The vendor has the original bill. So instead of giving the bill, vendor gives you warranty cards. So keep that warranty card safe with you, right? So that you can be able to replace all the equipment which are under warranty within the warranty period. This will help you to save your cost. Okay, next point is water motor to pull sewage water connected to the main sewer line of the washroom built in the basement, a septic tank to connect sewage waste with proper cleaning schedule. A lot of branches have basements, and somewhere I have personally seen in my career, we used to have washrooms in the basement, and there's a motor installed in the shaft to pull that dirty water and throw it inside the sewer line at the ground floor, and a septic tank to get the waste collected. आप इसे टाइम पे क्लियर कराइए, और मोटर को मेंटेनेंस करिए प्रॉपरली. अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम होता है तो यू कैन इमेजिन क्या हालत होगी ब्रांच की जो लोग बेसमेंट में बैठे हैं. वेरी हाइजीनिक पॉइंट. Okay, next point is ample storage and notice boards. Very common, basic, but very important point. You do not create ample storage initially to save on cost. This is a fact. And then later, when your branch book size gets increased, you get documents, forms and all. Before sending it to retrieval process, you need to store it somewhere as per the retention policy. Right? And you keep getting notices, so you tend to put it on the walls, and ultimately your wall paint gets spoiled, and you get your wall painted again and again. Every year you get your wall painted. The lifespan of any branch paint, new branch paint, is minimum 3 years, my buddy. Minimum 3 years, because you get a luster paint done initially, so it is a washable paint, and so you need not to worry. But to get your branch paint, if you keep your walls spick and span, neat and clean, you will not require branch paint in the 5 years. I can guarantee that. I'll make a video on this in detail. Last point is all service providers contact details, escalation metrics, fit out vendor details to follow up of all DLP snags. This is a very important information we generally tend to forget to take from the project team, right? So we need to take this details, so that we can be able to directly follow up with the vendors, required vendors, to come and fix the issue if there is any, after the branch gets live, right? My dear friends, this is all about, the 20 points that I've shared with you. You may not get these points, anywhere written in the Google or anywhere else. This is my own personal experience, what I've shared with you today. I hope you will have a great deal with these points and try to re-engineer your process if in case you have forgotten all these points, right? The only deal, please like my channel, subscribe, comment if you like my video on my channel, or maybe any feedback or suggestion. And share with your friends, colleagues, peers in other companies, so that they can also get benefited out of it. Thank you very much for listening to me, watching me. Thank you very much. Have a good day.